Now, as a woman now, generally in the entire politics terrain, what is this major challenge you faced that you feel a woman who wants to get into leadership should take into account?
Okay, there are many challenges.
Okay.
But if I can talk about, okay, there are many challenges like finance, like the cultural issues, like the stereotypes. There are all those kind of challenges. But if I can become specific to the Kisii region, because in Kisii region, we've never even elected one woman, one MP, even one MP for a single constituency. We never, since independence. That is the problem. And currently, we have only one MCA who is elected the whole of Gusii region, Kisii and Nyamira counties.
Combined.
We have only one woman MCA who is elected. And she's elected from Bomachoge, where we had a previous one who had been elected from there, and another previous one who had also been elected from the same place. From the same place.
Oh, okay.
So that means we have a big problem that we must be able to sort out as a people.
Now, where do you see women in 2027? Will they claim some seats in Kisii, in Gusii, entire Gusii region?
What I can say is, when you want to reach somewhere, you must start by a step.
Sure.
And what we've done is that we've made steps.
Okay.
The major problem, like in Gusii region, that I forgot to say now, I must say it, is that the elected members of parliament, or rather the elected members, are actually the problem to the women rising into leadership. How are they? They are because they are the ones who control most of these parties. And when they are in these parties, they don't want the business of women. For women, they tell them, you go to be nominated, or you step down and go for the seat of women rep. So when we are told to go for those two seats, so we are condemned to look for only one seat, which is called women rep. So that is why many women are forced to go to the smaller parties or less popular parties in their regions. Okay. That is where the problem is, because as these other people start from 15% upwards, our women, you start from zero. That is where the problem is. If you look in the whole of this country, Kenya, you realize many women who've been elected, they come either from major parties or from the most popular parties. Save Mwangaza and a few who were elected on independent ticket. In fact, it was a shock to the whole nation. I think, so that is really a major issue. Before you come to the issues of finance and other issues, that is really a major issue. And this business of elections needs godfathers, godmother, political godfather or a political godmother to guide you. So many political godmothers and godfathers don't come by when you are a woman, especially from the regions where we come from, like Kisii. They want to tell you, and in your IC, your women rep. Of course, which women rep is the hardest seat according to me. It is not easy to get that women rep seat. So that is where we have all these problems, and that is where we are in the position where we are. But the thing is, what is the way going forward? The way going forward, I want to tell you, there is light at the end of the tunnel.
Good news.
The good news. There was the Political Parties Amendment Bill 2022. Yes. And that Political Parties Amendment Bill is still existing. Okay. And what it said is that for nomination of candidates, each party must observe 2/3 gender rule.
All right.
Which means women will get positions for all seats in these major parties or most popular parties in their regions. Okay. Secondly, our president is so much interest about the issue of gender. He wants the women to get their positions, at least to have their 30 or 35%. And that is why he wrote to the assembly to see whether the National Assembly or to Parliament to see whether they can be able to deal with these issues of gender, among others. Even when we had this NADICO report, they have talked about the issues of gender. There was the other government, the other parliament that was there, which the last parliament, was declared unconstitutional by the then Chief Justice and Supreme Court, Maraga. But it still continues. So they have that they are struggling with. And we believe that in 2027, things will be different.
Okay.
Our president, when they had that caucus with the women governors, they talked about they need women. They even indicated that even a deputy president needs to be a woman, even the deputy governors need to be women. That means there's political goodwill. And if there's political goodwill from the man holding the highest office in the land, then that means the others will follow suit. And so we believe when it comes to 2027, there will be change of wind. Even our people naturally are prepared. Secondly, there is this issue of performance. The women who have been MPs in the regions where they have come from, wanarudishwa mara mingi. They are returned or re-elected many times, which means they are good performers. If you look at the women who've been elected as governors, they are doing very well. And even when you look at the ranking, many of these women they are 7, and you find they are top 14. And even the best performer was a woman, Honorable Her Excellence Gladys Wanga from Homa Bay. That is a story, and this information is all with the people, and people have realized women are very good managers, especially in counties. They are very smart in managing county resources. And even the issues of corruption are less in their regions. And for that reason, there's light at the end of the tunnel, where we need more than 16 governors come 2027, and where we need many MPs. So this time, we believe 2027, there's light at the end of the tunnel. What we are asking for, especially women from regions like Kisii, let not all women go for the seat of women rep. Let women stand up and not crowd in that one seat, and instead they distribute themselves and look for all seats, senator, governor, MP, MCA. Let us all be there and look for all these seats.
Thank you, madam. Now, I want to ask you one question on when you wanted to vie for the gubernatorial seat. When you vied for it, let me say you did.
Yes.
What was this major challenge you wanted to fix in Kisii County?
The major challenge that I wanted to fix in Kisii County is about use or management of resources, because the whole thing about being a governor in Kisii County is how you manage the resources, because the resources are there, and these resources are massive. What they need is a manager, someone who can be able to manage them well. And I can tell you, generally, even before you go to which woman, a woman will always do best than a man when it comes to management of resources. Give a man 1,000 shillings and give a woman 1,000 shillings. This money will perform differently. The women will do much better with the money than the man. Then that is what I wanted to fix, and do things differently, manage the resources and work as a team. Because women, they love working as a team, and the management, because the whole thing is management. If you manage the resources very well, and then in that case, and then you do equitable distribution. There is also distribution, because sometimes there is bias in distribution depending on where the votes came from. So even fair and equitable distribution, that is the fair thing that I was going to do and improve the performance of Kisii County with respect to use of resources and reduce corruption, which has been a monster in this county.
Do you think that one is currently being managed well by the current governor, Simbarati?
I don't think the county governor is doing very well in terms management. The reason why I'm saying he's not doing well, because he started from a wrong footing. Where he came in, before he could understand even what job was supposed to be done, he started ridiculing people in terms of how they are doing their business, on the qualifications and all those things. So he created fear among the workers. That was a very bad start. You don't start like that as a leader. And then number two, the way his way of doing business is CECs and the chief officers and the other senior officers is like they are not helping him very well, because if they were helping him very well, there is no way resources should go back to the government. We've had the first financial year for him in office, pesa ilirudishwa more than 3 billion went back to the exchequer. Why did it go back? Because the people working were not very good on how to utilize resources. Hakumsaidia ku utilize resources. Maybe even him, maybe he did not give them that goodwill for them to do that job. So there was that problem. And then when you look at the way work has been done, number one, there is a lot of disunity because you must work as a team, as a manager.
Within the county,
within the county, there is a lot of disunity. And then there is a lot of intimidation, and there is a lot of what we call, it's like a one-man show. When it's one-man show, that is where things fail. That is where you need to start checking his business for. Because when you are a one-man show, even those who work below you, they leave for you the job to do.
Sure.
So at the end of the day, you fail. So he's not doing very well. He needs to pull up his socks and do much more, because we need water in various regions. We need madawa kwa hospitali. We need our roads to be done. Okay. We need bursary well distributed. Of course, he tried the other day to distribute the bursary, and they should still do better. And we need our markets to be built. We need many things, so that our money to be well utilized, and our money not to go back to the exchequer.